back. Thanks for joining me again today. So today we are going to learn about another brass instrument, and it's called the euphonium. And the euphonium looks like this, but you know what? Before I even show you the euphonium, I'm going to tell you a little bit of interesting history about the euphonium. So the euphonium nowadays kind of looks like a mini tuba. I mean, really, if someone sees this, I think the first thing they would think would be a tuba. But no, this is a euphonium. But it didn't always used to look like this. In fact, way back when, they would have something called the serpent. And the serpent looked like this. You can kind of see why it's called the serpent. It kind of looks like a snake. So the idea was all that tubing wasn't bunched together. It was all kept separate. And when you blew into it, you would push the buttons. Now the problem with this, and it was a major problem, was you couldn't actually get the pitch to stay in tune or where it needed to be. It was very hard. So much so that it was really hard to put it in an orchestra or really do anything with it. So eventually they redesigned the serpent to look a lot more like the euphonium that you see today. So there's still a lot of tubing to it. It's not that it's no longer with less tubing, but it's just they've condensed it. They've kind of bunched it together. So the euphonium is really easy to put together. You have the mouthpiece and the euphonium. So generally what you do is you take your mouthpiece and you pop it in there, but just like other brass instruments, you can actually make a sound on the euphonium with just the mouthpiece. And it sounds something like this. Pretty cool, hey? So that is what a euphonium mouthpiece sounds like, but when we put it into the euphonium, it sounds something like this. Pretty cool, hey? So this is obviously a much lower sound than the trumpet, and it's even a little bit lower than the trombone. Well, it can sometimes anyway. So the euphonium, it's got 3 valves. Sometimes it can have 4. This one does not. This one has 3 valves, okay? Just like a trumpet. A lot of brass instruments have it. There is one other brass instrument that doesn't. You'll see that in a different video. But 3 valves, okay? So you use your right hand on the valves, and then with your left hand, you kind of put your arm around it to help keep it steady on your lap. All right, now, disclaimer. I am also not a good euphonium player. This is pure for learning purposes. So if you want to hear what a professional euphonium player sounds like, go on YouTube and find that. But if you want to hear how I sound on it, continue to watch. Here we go, the euphonium. Now, I chose to go from the top of the scale to the bottom because my lips are really tight when I'm getting those high notes, and then they start to relax when I get into those low notes. And because I have smaller lips, I find I have a harder time getting the lower notes. So there you have it, the euphonium. Not a tuba, a euphonium. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Stay safe and have a good day. Goodbye.